Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new review for you for the latest summer blockbuster hit, Top Gun: Maverick. This film was directed by Joseph Kosinski and stars the one and only eternal movie star Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, and John Hamm, and follows 36 years after the original Top Gun, a film that I just recently saw last night to get ready for this new film, and finds our titular Maverick trying to struggle with some of the expectations of his life now, coming into a new teaching role within the Top Gun school, and dealing with the weight and the consequences of his actions up in the sky. Now, by far and away, what makes this movie soar is the attention to the character's humanity, and that's both the pilots up in the sky and the family they leave back on the ground. This film really cares about all of these internal struggles, and I have to be honest, as much as I think the aerial sequences are fantastic, I found myself enjoying a lot of the dialogue scenes even more. I thought that what the writers were able to do with these characters, both Maverick, the classic character from the original, and also a small cameo from Val Kilmer, which was very touching, but also the new characters here, you resonated with them so strongly. And I think because the characters aren't simple in a bad way, they're simple in a way that really captures the souls very succinctly of all these individuals. They feel like people, and that only makes you care about the action sequences more. Director Joseph Kosinski, who previously did the film Only the Brave, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen, he was able to get out of his mostly male ensemble an emotionality that I feel like we don't see too often. We don't often see male characters who keep a lot of the traditionally masculine traits, a lot of like macho behavior, these type of scenarios and settings where we find masculine characters. We usually don't see them emote to this level or have as many emotional internal strife. What Kosinski is able to do is pair those two identities together. They don't strip away a lot of the more masculine things. We see them play in this, we see them play football on the beach. Previously, we saw them play volleyball. But like that part of the characters are still there. They didn't have to strip that away for modern audiences because we're in a place where we're kind of rejecting that. And I appreciate it because I do think that as we mature and as we age representation in media, I don't think that a complete rejection of past depictions is necessary. And these action sequences are just thrilling, not only because they're well executed. I think that this is something that they improved on the original, which I give the original credit. I did enjoy the original film. But given all the advancements that has happened to technology and what you're able to actually do with a moving camera, I do think that this film harnesses those advancements. And it's just a much cleaner product. Where the original, it kind of feels like you just had the camera strapped to another plane and you were just trying to get all the shots you wanted to get in. There is real intent here. Every shot serves a purpose. It's a very fluid film. And on that, the pacing is actually refreshingly concise. It's a movie that doesn't feel the need to invent these like stupid contrived conflicts. There is one narrative at play this entire time, and the movie doesn't have us go on pointless cul-de-sacs that a lot of summer blockbusters and a lot of non-Mission Impossible Tom Cruise action movies feel sometimes that they have to do. They feel like you're going to get bored or you're going to get tired of this one story. So they come up with like these mini missions to reignite you or, like they're like ringing a bell to get your attention. That's not the case with this film. There's never a point where an action scene or an aerial combat sequence is injected just to keep the audience awake. The movie feels confident in itself. It trusts its audience to be just as invested in the characters. And when you have characters that I think are given the time to develop and are this good, you understand why. It's just a fun movie. It has the feeling of like the type of mood you have when you're vacationing during the summer and you really don't have any plans and you're just kind of laying back and enjoying the time with some people that you love. That type of vibe I feel like is so needed in cinemas now because so often do you see checkpoint movies or you see movies that has a message and they're going to deliver it to you by hell or high water, where this one, it knows where it's going. but it doesn't always telegraph that. The whole cast just shines here. Cruise is as effervescent as a movie star can possibly be. I really love his chemistry with Jennifer Connelly. I think Miles Teller does some great work here. The entire cast really supports each other. And also, I have to mention, Lady Gaga's original song has me humming it since I've heard it. I was just waiting for them to play it the entire time, and when they finally did, it was very satisfying. Knowing that the actors are in there, that Tom Cruise is doing these stunts, I mean, I believe that, the actors are acting, flying the jets, and operating the cameras in the jets. Like, it's insanity. I thought it was insanity when it was just one of them doing that with Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Fallout. Now you have a whole fleet. It's so thrilling because you see how much the cast and crew care about the story that they're telling. They're not phoning it in. And that energy is infectious into the audience. I did appreciate this movie's ability to surprise me. This could have been very cliche, and at moments, it definitely feels like it's paying homage to the original by doing certain things. I mean, the opening credit sequence is just the same thing as the first movie. Same music, same type of shots. The ending, similar shots as well. There are moments when this definitely feels like it's echoing the original and also just echoing the traditional summer blockbuster. Yet the movie never is in cruise control, pun intended there, because these characters feel so real. So it doesn't feel like this is a traditional arc for characters because they just feel like people. There's an interesting editing choice made in the third act final, just crazy action sequence where you honestly think that the scene might be over, and then it isn't. And then the whole third act just takes on this new vibe because the movie is very clear in what it's working towards, which is another thing I appreciated. I appreciated that we were going for a goal here, and the movie just always just keeps ramping up the tension until we get there. But then when we get there, the movie kind of subverts it and allows you something else. It's something that I was thinking about in terms of like sports movies. When your movie comes down to a will they win or will they not, it doesn't have the same amount of interest. The audience has the capacity of not being as invested because it's a binary choice. It's will they succeed in the mission or not. But what I like about the choices that they make here in the third act is that it allows you that rush of finding that out and getting that answer, but that's not the end of the third act. And I think it was a really smart choice that I'm really excited to go back in and see a second time now that I know what I know about how they execute this final third. And yeah, it's a movie that I want to see again. I have tickets to see it, I think, 2 more times, and I'm very much looking forward to it because it's a movie that really deserves the big screen. This movie isn't waiting to tell another part of the story. The whole story's here, and that completion really resonates stronger because this isn't the type of movie we get. It pairs modern technology with an old-fashioned mentality. It's such a thrill and a joy to sit in this movie. And as far as summer blockbusters go, I don't think they get much better than this. So that's my review of Top Gun Maverick. Let me know if you see it, what you think. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to not miss any new videos from Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.